Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Clone Wars Season 7 review. Oh, boy. I don't know. There's so many nicknames. I don't know. I'm the number one Kylo Ren fanboy trash now. I can't think of any from this episode, but I know there's a lot.
I am the distant echo. Taylor told you so, Taylor Field.
I guess there's some things you're maybe right upon, so I'll give you that.
There's a big thing I was right upon.
We'll get to that. When it comes to Clone Wars, you can pull your told you so because I'm not versed enough, and you know what, you've proven yourself that you're right in this thing. Are you sure it's not something like? Are these not any of those like unfinished episodes you've already seen, and that's how you're getting this right?
No, I haven't seen or watched any of those unfinished ones.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we do, go back and check out last week. Thanks to everybody on the video version. Really support us there. So go subscribe. We do this on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the bell, get those notifications. Got tons of stuff dropping. If you like the Clone Wars we did last week, we reviewed every single episode of the original Clone Wars. We'll be doing this. We got what now? 10 more weeks of this. So we're reviewing the next 10 episodes. This week we'll be dropping a newscast. We'll be talking about all the Disney changes. What's that going to do with Star Wars? We're going to talk about Project Luminous, Spielberg. Got that Love is Blind finale. That's going to be interesting to talk about. Ted's going to be dropping an Invisible Man review. And then I'm at some point going to drop an Altered Carbon review. Maybe with Kyle. I'm not sure, but it will be out. So you got tons of stuff dropping this in the next 3 to 4 days at Geekverse. And then next week, I'm not sure. I think it'll be some sort of newscast. But we are going to talk about Clone Wars right now. And oh boy, we sure got an episode to talk about. So Ted, I'm gonna let you lead the charge on this episode.
Yeah. But first, go to our Facebook and go participate in the Clone Wars Facebook poll because it's popping off and changes every day at 6 p.m. So this episode was
check out our website. Geekverse. Is it Geek? What is it officially?
Geekverse.ca.
Geekverse.ca.
That's it.
Canada, fellows.
This episode. I'm glad it released much sooner because last time, the first episode, I was waiting until 1:30 in the morning and it finally dropped. And now I scroll online, I see all these people saying, "Oh, I just watched it. It was so good." I'm thinking, well, where the fuck is it on my end?
But where are you just trying on your Xbox?
No, I try on my phone. I try on my smart TV.
Yeah, that's because I find some apps come in differently, which is strange. But
not so. But I was glad because it literally was that right away, 12:03. It seemed like, which is nice. So pop that on, and
does that factor into your review points?
A little bit.
Oh God,
it's gonna factor into my Invisible Man review as well. I can tell you that. There's something to do with that. But anyway, so with this episode, I loved how we kind of got a lot more backstory into things, and I really, really love seeing a different perspective that we never got to see in Revenge of the Sith. We got a little bit, maybe a hint of it at in Attack of the Clones, but it was a whole dynamic that really could have been shed more light on in Revenge of the Sith, I guess. But for what we had in Revenge of the Sith, it was cool to see what they took.
Are you going to shed more light on this when we get into spoilers?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I really appreciate what they did with certain characters and their dynamic and how we got to see it kind of grow. And we got to realize things like, oh, wow, there's certain realizations with other characters that I had no idea about, it was only based on assumptions. But now with this episode, just kind of confirming oh, wow, we actually know that this is how it is. These people have these awarenesses and realizations of certain certain things. And it's holy crap, that's very interesting and very cool because I had never, again, it was just assumption. And I think that's cool to see it in this light. Again, the action was good in this episode and the whole story was awesome. I love seeing, obviously, more of the Bad Batch, which was super cool. I really there was a lot more dialogue that they had, a lot of funny quips and stuff that was enjoyable. But yeah, overall, I think that it ended with a really nice cliffhanger and just sets up, the 2 remaining episodes in this arc, which I think we're going to progressively see Anakin get more darker as this goes along. So, yeah.
Yeah, so last week I enjoyed the episode. It was a good setup episode, but I was kind of you know me, the clone episodes, they can be hit or miss because I like some juicy drama and whatnot. I can say this episode was fantastic. This episode was actually it was fucking awesome. I was surprised how much I liked it. I liked it because there was nice chunks in it, and we'll get into that spoilers, but it felt like it was kind of separated 3 ways with the 22, 23 minutes. But yeah, like we're gonna do a rankings once this ends. I don't want to put the stamp on it that's a top 10 episode,
Ooh.
but it's in that probably top 20. I really enjoyed it. This really felt like kind of some of the best stuff of Mandalorian. Some of this really felt, especially where they end up going, very Knights of the Old Republic, where it just felt like we were on a mission. We're going there. I liked the use of Anakin. I thought that even last week, which Taylor will get into, was right when we were talking about. I thought they were going to play up the whole secret thing, and no, I like that. Because I was like, because especially sometimes when the 4 episodes, they really like to string them out. I always feel like sometimes when we get those arcs, there's always one episode where like that could have been condensed. So I thought this was going to be that. So I appreciate it wasn't. We got right in the action, the drama. Minor spoiler, but right away they're just like Echo's alive, and that's spoilers for last week. So I don't know why it'd be episode 2. Go back to episode 1. But Echo's alive. We got to go do this, and it sets every character that we've introduced, the Bad Batch, the clones of Anakin, on a path, and it feels like they're all like the storylines are all like intertwined, which is good because sometimes I just feel like they're on a mission, and I thought that's what it could end up being is they're gonna a whole time be like, oh, we gotta keep this from Skywalker, and then it's just gonna be a lot of action. The action was good, and they go to this planet with one of my probably favorite planets we've been to in Clone Wars. Is it on the Outer Rim? Did they say?
Yeah, it's the Outer Rim.
Yeah.
Sieges.
So did we get a name for it?
They said the name. I can't remember it though, but they said it.
I love the species. Clearly there's something going on, which we'll get into in the spoilers, which is coming up. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. This was a great episode. This got me excited. This was one of my favorites, and this got me excited for next week. And I hope the next 2 are just as good as this, because I think they left us in a good spot. I think they set up some good stuff, and yeah, I was quite pleased with it. So.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Anything else?
Nope.
3, 2, 1.
Geekverse assemble.
It's just us two.
Yeah.
There's no assembling really. But yeah, where do you want to start? Because I loved everything. I want to start because we're in spoilers now with just that planet alone. I loved everything when they landed. You got the big like creatures and whatnot, which was a little like ham-fisted when they're just like, oh, there's like flying creatures, and then it hit the thing, and he's like, that's one of the creatures. So it's kind of funny, but. It was like, okay, so I thought we were going to be a bit more cheesy, but we weren't. Like, they take Anakin, we get down to this place where these aliens, they are like really tall and lanky and everything like that, and I loved that the actual, like the translation and everything, like they weren't enemies, they just didn't want war. I loved everything about it, and that's where that to me felt like KOTOR, where it's like you're going somewhere, you get taken away, and it's like all this tribe of aliens or this like some bounty hunters. Like it felt like a nice little side quest in the middle of this episode. So I loved everything about this planet. Obviously, there's so much in movies they don't even return the OG planet, so I would never probably see this, but I really liked the and it was a desert planet, but it felt different. It felt like a Mad Max like Blade Runner kind of sandstormy planet instead of just a sand planet. So I loved everything aesthetically and a character based in the planet. So
yeah, no, I agree. I liked the planet a lot. I liked what they were kind of doing and going for. I love the alien race and how Tech had to like speak and kind of like decipher what they were saying. I love seeing that whole dynamic of like the alien walked up and was like not scanning him, but kind of like analyzing him.
That was so good when it's the first person view and he literally does the.
Yeah. There you go, YouTube watchers.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole dynamic was super cool. I liked him just like Tech. I'm liking Tech more and more and more. I think it's awesome, and I like when he runs off with Rex.
Get ready. They're not going to. You got 2 more episodes with him, and they're goners.
I know it sucks, but yeah, no, I think the planet was awesome. I love seeing these people that were just trying to do their own thing, and they thought by staying out of war, kidnapping the enemy's leader would be the solution to that. Not really helping, but
you're kind of jumping right into the fire there. But
yeah,
maybe it was supposed to be a message. Like if you keep fighting, we're gonna take more of your people.
Yeah, maybe. God,
it was a bold move.
It was very bold. I loved how I can't remember his name. The leader. What's his name?
Of the alien?
Hunter.
Or the clones?
Hunter. That's
his
name.
Yeah.
I love how he kind of like grappled onto the alien thing and was like flying. Like that whole.
That was
scene
badass.
super cool.
That was so cool. Like that to me reminded me of Mad Max, where Anakin is getting taken away by this monster bird creature. He just Batmans it, and he's just going through the storm. And I love like the red and like Bad Batch aesthetic that they got. So. Yeah, that was great.
The detail is awesome because like as it's like flying around like these like fallen pillars, he's like pushing off them with his feet and everything.
Yeah.
It was just super, super exciting. And then even when they get to the planet, just how it's all super stormy and them going into the lift and like getting up to the higher levels, like when they encountered like the droids, I like that it wasn't regular battle droids. It was these other,
Yeah, I
which
really like
reminded me of KOTOR actually,
yeah,
like the way they look
everything,
too.
and even just like when they get into the laboratory, which we'll also get to the Echo, that just felt very KOTOR. Where it felt like game design, where it's like there's a building with lots of hallways, and especially in some of those KOTOR levels, it feels like you're in this base, but there's just like lots of levels that aesthetically look the same, so the game developers didn't have to make so much, but they were getting fleshed out, and enemies would just keep coming. There was a few times where like literally Anakin had one droid. He was in the middle, and like his back was to one, and the droid never shot. And there was another time too where the clones were just standing there, and the droids were just shooting at nothing. I know
the droids had horrible aim.
I know that's a Star Wars trope, but I felt that was my only negative. Not enough to like take a point off, but it was like that took me out of it both times. It was like, hey, Anakin would clearly be dead here. He's not even blocking fast enough. He's not even looking at this droid, but the droid just like waits. It's like in wrestling when like a Stone Cold would show up and he's stunning everybody, but then there's like five guys like, oh, we're waiting. If you were to run and hit him mid-stun, you'd do that. And then, like I said, that one with the clones when they're standing there, and it felt weird because it was supposed to be like not a scare jump, a jump scare, but like it was like pause, quiet, and then also it's like boo, boo, boo. But it was like I'm like, oh, are there other people on the other side they're shooting at? But no, the droids were apparently just shooting at the wall. Like it made no like that was my only critique, that they made them a little too dumb. But I loved how they looked, something different. So
yeah, absolutely. I can't remember the name of the leader enemy guy, Minister like Tandem or what was his name? I don't know, Tundra or.
Oh, like the guy from Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah, and Attack of the Clones.
Is it Mad Tumbar or something?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
I watched with subtitles. That's the only reason I remember. Yeah, so it was nice to see him. I like, obviously, we know nothing about that character. That's just classic Star Wars character where I'm just so intrigued by the design. He's an alien, but he has like this robot body, and he's always moving like that. We got him, and we got Trench back as well in a little cameo.
Some good Trench, yeah.
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 I thought you had something to say on Tom.
Oh, it was cool to see him. I liked his whole, his whole character in like Attack of the Clones when he's like.
Well, because is he the one that's the leader of the droid, like Droid Productions or something like that?
Because what does he say? The Techno Union Army is at your disposal, Count. That's what he says in Attack of the Clones.
Same in this episode. I'm like, I don't remember. Count. Yeah,
he's in some Clone Wars episodes.
I remember.
Before, though,
yeah.
So he's definitely bad. I don't know why he's claiming it's neutral or he's not part of the war now. Some bullshit.
So that's my one thing with the Clone Wars. I feel like, and let's talk about Anakin, Padme, and Obi-Wan, because I feel like, and that's one thing that people say, oh, they do flesh out the prequels, and they do. I think my problem is why I can never just be like they mesh so well. Is just 'cause I feel like it's stuff like that where there's no signs whatsoever in these movies that guy is in the middle, because he's clearly working with Sith and Count Dooku and everything like that. But in this series, he's just like, I just want, like, I'm go either way. And it's the same thing with like Obi-Wan, Padme, and stuff like this, where this movie, like, sure insinuates, but like clearly states that he knows Anakin, like not knows, but like it is almost dead certain he knows that Padme and Anakin have a relationship or getting it on. Because if you didn't watch and you're listening to this for some reason, go get Disney Plus. But so there's a scene where Anakin, he's been told about Echo. They're about to go on this big mission, everything. They're going to follow the signal. And he calls Padme, which is funny because everybody thought in the trailer that that's when Padme was pregnant, because she's like holding her belly.
She is pregnant though. Like,
I know, but
it's so obvious because she is holding her belly, and she's got the baby bump too.
I swear in the trailers, I'd like to see a side by side. I swear that bump was a lot bigger, because I think it was, because everyone was like, this must be during the Revenge of the Sith movie, or like right like in between at some events or something like that. So they kind of got us there.
But we compare it too, because he's like, if it wasn't for the Chancellor being kidnapped, I feel like we would have been stuck out there in the Outer Rim sieges. That's what he says to Padme. Yeah. And then here, this is literally them doing the Outer Rim sieges. So this is gonna, I think it'll overlap Revenge of the Sith still.
Because the thing is, so we have these 4, and I think there's rumors going around that another 4 set of episodes is Ahsoka, and that kind of ties in with Maul. So that would leave us with another 4, which I would imagine would be, they'd probably be Obi-Wan centric, right? If you think about that, because if Ahsoka gets 4, Anakin kind of gets like this little arc in the clones. I feel like those other 4, unless he's in the Ahsoka ones, have to be Obi-Wan heavy. Because then I'd be a little disappointed if last season Obi-Wan's just kind of like this like sidelined, right?
I mean, it's possible. It's hard to say really what they're gonna do, because I feel like we've seen a lot from the 2 arcs between Ahsoka and then this one with the Bad Batch and Anakin. But then I feel like I don't know, because I feel like we haven't seen any footage outside of that. Like, what else is going to happen?
Well,
so.
yeah, and that's what I'm hoping you're right. My theory is I think it's gonna end like right before Revenge of the Sith, like Rogue One style. I don't think we're gonna get into Revenge of the Sith. I think it's gonna stop right there, and then
Grievous flying over to capture the Chancellor.
yeah, maybe something like that. Or you can see the Chancellor, like last episode, he's like putting his plans in place and everything like that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, my new apprentice, stuff like that. So I think that's what's gonna happen. But anyway, so so like I said, that thing everyone freaking out where she's pregnant. She is pregnant, but not in the way we thought it was Revenge of the Sith. So she's talking to Anakin, and Anakin's like, blah blah, we're doing all this stuff. And as Obi-Wan is coming to talk to Anakin, what was it, Rex that gave the nod?
Captain Rex.
No, Travis, you're not right. It's Captain Rex. He's on the other side of the door, and he gives a knock to let him know that Obi-Wan's coming. Because right when that happens, he's like, Obi-Wan is coming. And then so he leaves, everything like that. He's trying to go in, but Rex is trying to hold him off. He's like, oh, like he's fixing my weapon, blah blah blah. And he's like, why would he be fixing your weapon? And then Anakin walks, says like, here you go. He passes the weapon, and as he's walking away, Obi-Wan just throws this shade of, I got the exact line. What does he say?
I hope you said hello to Padme, or I hope you gave Padme my regards.
Yeah, I for some reason thought hope you told Padme I said hello. That was the line. So he full on shows up where, to me, so he could kind of have some ideas. And this is where, again, in the movies, this is where it kind of just feels like it feels like Star Wars is like this all the time, which is annoying. It feels like these current movies too, the sequels, where it's like Emperor came back, we don't know, but then in some fucking Fortnite video game, they're like, oh yeah, these Sith cultists found his body and brought him back to life, and it's like, well, you couldn't just put that in the movie. So it's the same thing. Like, to me, in Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan might think him and Padme, or Anakin and Padme, pronouns, are close. But I feel like he doesn't have that realization of, Anakin's the father till that point in Revenge of the Sith,
Well,
right?
he's not thinking that now.
Well, no, but I feel like if him throwing this shot and then hearing Padme's pregnant, I think right away he'd put together. He wouldn't even need that whole Padme being scared or anything like that. Like, to me, they're clearly
It could have been there was no father scenario again.
No, bullshit. And that's my thing in this show is like, that's the other thing that's weird. And I that's the thing. I do prefer the Clone Wars to the prequels. I just wish that the prequels and then mesh together well, because I feel like in the movies it's strictly, hey, no love, no sex. But in these shows we've seen Obi-Wan fall back get back into his lover circles. We've seen Ahsoka have feelings. We've seen Anakin by multiple characters, Ahsoka and Obi-Wan, acknowledge that Anakin might have something going on with a woman. So that's what I don't like. I feel like that's why when people say they make them better, it does good, but I feel like they make them clash sometimes, because I feel like the movies are like none of that, but then the Clone Wars are like the Rael Alvarez, where it's like we don't want it, but it's like Barbosa. Like, they're more like guidelines, really, the code, and that's where, to me, and I like that. I like that better, where it's like a don't ask, don't tell. Like, hey, don't sleep with people, but if you're doing it, just don't bring it to us. So how did you feel about this whole Obi-Wan, Anakin, Padme kind of little reveal that, at least for sure, like, I guess we've always, then again, I don't know, because
with how bloody giddy Anakin was in Attack of the Clones to Obi-Wan about, I haven't seen her in 10 years, Master.
But I
think he would know
but
that.
How many times, or how much time is between Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith?
3 years.
3 years. So I feel like he could have been excited to see her, but he doesn't know what happens in those 3 years, right? Anakin's on missions, blah, blah, blah. So he doesn't know that they would be, in the Revenge of the Sith, they don't really have, Obi-Wan doesn't have any scenes with him and Padme together. It's all separate. And when Obi-Wan goes on a mission to get Grievous, when he gets back, that's when we get all the dialogue. So in the movies, we get nothing confirmed that up in that point, Obi-Wan is still suspecting something, right? We don't even see Anakin and Padme together for him to be like, oh, you're getting clouded, blah, blah, blah. So
I don't know. I think it could have been something that Obi-Wan could have easily just been not paying attention to, overlooked, or maybe he just didn't put mind into it, thinking like, someone else knocked up Padme. Maybe it was Clovis before he died or something. You never know. So, or it could have been I don't know. It could have been some other senator guy that Padme knew.
What's the sniper's name in the Bad Batch?
Isn't it Crosshairs?
Yeah, it's probably Crosshairs.
Crosshairs.
Yeah, he never misses.
No, yeah, he does not. But yeah, no, I really like the dynamic. I like seeing the Obi-Wan kind of call Anakin out.
Yeah, I liked it.
He did that backwards glance, like I'm gonna kill all the younglings kind of look. So
Yeah. Well, I know what this, and that's one good thing that this Clone Wars does, and that's what it's supposed to do. It's tricked me into being like, I want to watch Revenge of the Sith, a movie that I think
there
is
you go.
a movie that I think is fine. I think it's the best of the prequels, like everyone else, but I just think it still is not the greatest Star Wars. But it's just like I want to see this, but it's just I do, and I do think like obviously that's a different conversation we'll have one day. But I think that goes back to. I think the third movie should have obviously been more about those three, and also because the original scripts, which I don't know if I like this, but the original scripts, I like this version better where it's Obi-Wan suspecting something, but apparently the original scripts did have Padme and Obi-Wan as like a potential couple as well, and it was like a love triangle. You've heard about that, right?
This is a first.
Oh, really? So yeah, so there was like a script where like they were like lovers, like or potential lovers, and then there was like another version of the script where it was more influence that Obi-Wan and Padme were friends, but Anakin was just getting really jealous and in his mind thought. So that's why in Revenge of the Sith, it's just really random when he's just like, "You've turned her against me," because I think that's dialogue from like they liked that scene and they want Anakin to have that. But in the movie, it doesn't make sense because it's like Obi-Wan and Padme have had one scene together. Even how many scenes do they have together in the whole franchise? They have the scene with like him. He meets her with Qui-Gon. Right, as like a handmaid, but even then she doesn't count because she's just a handmaid in Phantom Menace. Attack of the Clones, they have that one scene where they meet back up after 10 years.
Well, he had another scene in Phantom Menace when she was talking to Boss Nass and Obi-Wan looks at Qui-Gon.
Okay, but she's off the like they're not having a conversation. It's just like, oh, she's the queen. Like they've had maybe 4 scenes together this whole franchise. So
but he turned her against her.
Yeah, so it's just like, where is this coming from? So I didn't need Obi-Wan to be in love because I just. Not because I'm against it, just because I don't think that was needed. I think you could have done the Anakin in his mind as like, oh, something's going on. But I liked, and that's why Revenge of the Sith, or what people have said, the prequels, maybe we didn't need young little boy Anakin if the movie just would have started with, and I love Qui-Gon, but if it would have started with teen Anakin going all the way, I think that would have been better because the third movie, you could have got more like back and forth with those three. And I like that. I like the idea of him trying to find out. Where in Revenge of the Sith, it's a very small thing. Like Obi-Wan knowing that Anakin's the father, it really plays nothing into it. Obi-Wan never like uses that against him. He never brings.
He does.
What?
He trains his kid, and it leads to him being redeemed.
Other movies, but I mean, like in Revenge of the Sith, like it has no bearing on it, right? And like he doesn't even go to the council, be like.
But he knows how to protect and hide them, like in Revenge of the Sith. He knows, okay, like this.
Yeah,
the Emperor is gonna look for them, so we need to hide them.
But that, I guess that we're in a movie world where he also just said here. Put on his home planet and call him Luke Skywalker. So I don't know if that's a good defense because he like if he knows how to hide him, why is he giving him his last name?
Well, because no one's gonna pay attention to a farm boy on.
Oh, that's bullshit. I don't know.
And Darth Vader's never going back to Tatooine.
No, but there has to be somebody. You know, he has the hookups with Jabba and Bo. I just think that's why I like this because I like the idea of playing with that relationship more, and that's wasn't the thing that I disappointed in Revenge of the Sith, that they were all three split up, and it just feels like two towers, but it's that's the last of the movie. It's kind of like what we've said with Rise of Skywalker. That's like, it's funny, they all have that problem except for Return of the Jedi. It feels more like the second part because it's just like there's still so much time apart and there's still so much more you could do. So I like them touching back to this. I hope we get it again, but I don't think we will. I think it's just going to be maybe one little other shot, but I would like it too because I love that stuff. I love the juicy drama, and like I said, I wish Revenge of the Sith was more of that. I wish it was more just like Obi-Wan piecing it together other than just him like just, oh, he's the father, isn't he? He just walks away, and that's the one scene they have. It's like, okay, cool.
Forced revelation. I don't think that in this scene that he thinks that they're sleeping together. I just think, it's like
I do.
I don't know. It's like when you're
100%.
alone in your room, watching stuff on your computer, doing stuff on your computer, and your dad knocks on the door, says, "Hey, son, get out here." And
but then he knows what he's doing to that room to Padme.
No, not really.
Yeah, you're
you delete the browser,
masturbating.
You delete the browsing history, and you pop on the YouTube, and you just leave the room saying, "Sorry, Dad, I'm just leaving. I gotta go do."
He had a heavy suspicion that Anakin is stroking his lightsaber to Padme.
No, but he walked out like it's one
but
thing
that's
because
my problem. I feel like the movie and this clash because I feel like it's just I don't know.
I'll change up my analogy then. So your dad is walking to the door, and outside your door is your best friend standing guard, and you walk up to the dad walks to the door and says, "Hey, is Taylor in there?"
Why are you standing guard at my son's door?
Yeah, like is my son in there? And your friend just says like, "Oh, he's just doing my laundry, you know.
He's cleaning my clock. This bird is baked.
So I feel like, you know, the dad. I don't think Obi-Wan knew. That's the bottom line.
Okay,
I mean,
maybe
he knows that they're close, and he knows that, you know, Anakin should be focusing on the war, but instead he's taking a few minutes out of his busy schedule to have a quick little chat to Padme, which there's nothing wrong with that.
So he doesn't even have a suspicion that they're getting it on.
Maybe I don't think getting it on. I don't think he thinks that, but I think at the most least that maybe it's been like a sexual favor, or like Padme has done like a handy or something.
She's
I don't know.
Skype porn. She's just nude when Obi-Wan walks in. Oh, sorry. Hello there. Anything else to say on the Obi-Wan Anakin Padme drama? Anakin.
I just really like that Rex knows. I think that was an awesome revelation.
Yeah.
And that whole dynamic when Hunter
Anakin's
was
such a
there.
piece of shit too.
He's a bit of an
He's
ass.
getting too personal on the mission. Fuck this guy. Like, and that's why I did like this though. Padme called them out on it, and sometimes they do, but it's like I feel like in other seasons they have it. They just do the Anakin, and they just be like she did that. And I thought that's all we're gonna get because Ahsoka's done that before, where she acts out, and then someone's like, oh, you know, blah blah blah. Like, I wonder where she gets that from, and they just like wink at Anakin. Where this like Padme like gave him like a whole speech about like, well, look at the way you act, and then he's beside you, so maybe you got to be beside him. So I like that fleshing out of, you know, really breaking it down to him because he's personal because you are, but Anakin's just such hypocritical piece of shit all the time,
Just sometimes.
all the time. The general said no death on this mission. Remember Tatooine? Where were we? You remember what he's going to do in a few months? He's going to decapitate Count Dooku in front of somebody.
3 years in war can change a man.
He was that way at the start of the war in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, and
he slaughtered the men, the women, and the children.
Yeah. I really like just that dialogue he has with Rex when what was he saying? He's like, you know, Rex, we got to go do that thing. And Rex is like, you know, we don't have time to do that thing. He's like, no, we do have time to do that.
Talking about Padme.
Yeah. But yeah, that was good. That's all I got, though, for the whole lovers quarrel.
Let's see. I think the only two things I'll mention, too, is what's the big Bad Batch's guy's name?
It's not Heavy.
Is it not Heavy?
Heavy was another clone that
boy.
died in your favorite episode, Rookies.
Oh, yeah, I guess so, yeah.
But, gosh, who was it? I can't remember his name.
Either way, Gwen's a big favorite of him. Every time he's, like, laughing or doing stuff, Gwen's laughing. She's, like, 2.5.
It might be Wrecker.
She shouldn't get... I don't think she should get this humor, but, like, they're talking about going in stealthily, and then he goes and destroys everything, and the clone's like, so much for stealth. And she laughed, and I was like, this is weird. Like, it's just so funny. But every time he's like, oh, and he's like, oh, she, like, genuinely really liked Wrecker, his name
I think
is?
it's Wrecker.
Yeah, she loved Wrecker. Wrecker's her guy. So it was crazy, and she wanted to watch more episodes, so we're going to watch Rebels.
It's because he's like a wrestler, you know.
Probably. He's big and beefy. And I guess that's the other thing we'll get before we get in the Echo. I love the dynamic in the middle when... I liked last week where you got to see some tension between like the Regs and the Bad Batch, but then I liked like this week it wasn't just so comedic like, oh, we'll do this way, we'll do this way, and then like showing each other off like, oh, good one. I like that there was a tension and like Rex was like he was fighting with those two. Like that one guy took a shot at him. He just threatened to kill Wrecker.
Well, Crosshairs was like, I would have left him behind, just another Reg, you know, just such an ass.
But yeah, I liked that dynamic a lot because it just showed that tensions are rising and. I liked it better than last week. And even last week I liked it, but it was showing that okay, this means a lot to Rex. And like I said, I can't remember the remark he made to Wrecker, but he was just pretty much like I'll fuck you up if you don't be careful. And he's like a big guy. I think he just said something about like piercing through his armor. I can't remember, but yeah, he was ready to take him down and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Classic. He's been trained by Anakin, so.
Yeah, no, I like Wrecker. I like his whole dialogue in this episode. I loved when he was like, you know, how high are we going? Like. I don't really do well with gravity, you know. Just that made me laugh. I chuckled when he said that. But yeah, it's just the characters are great. Crosshairs is still as awesome as ever, and Hunter is pretty cool.
Awesome as ever. We've known him for a week.
Oh yeah,
awesome as ever.
I really like how they're asking them questions like, who do you guys report to? And I don't even remember what Hunter said. I think he doesn't even know who they really report to. It's just they just go on these missions or whatever.
I was gonna say, does the Bad Batch have, you think, the chips? Would they be? Also, they're gonna die, so we're not gonna know. But like, if they execute Order 66 happen while they're around, what would happen?
I would think so. I think even Clone 99 would start executing Jedi because he probably would have had an inhibitor chip.
Did he end up winning that poll?
Yeah.
So see, I pushed back because one, I forgot to vote, and plus it was pretty close. Quinlan Voss was the one that Assault Ventures ends up with, right?
Yes.
I'm not alone because I feel like when we got to that episode, I'm like, I don't like this Jedi, and you're like, oh, a lot of people do. I feel like I'm not alone. Maybe there are a lot of people that like him, but there's sure a lot of people that don't like him if they vote for Clone 99 to win over him.
Well, not just to win over him, but everyone loves the clones because even Bo-Katan has lost to Commander Wolf, right?
Yeah,
Bo-Katan is that Mandalorian chick.
Let's wait until we get into like the movie characters. We'll see how much they love the clones. But yeah, I just think it's Quinlan. But I don't think a Jedi has lost any polls yet that haven't been versing other Jedis, right? So
Clones against Jedi or Jedi against Jedi?
Jedi against anybody else other than a Jedi. I don't think that's happened yet, right? So I feel like this is the first time, and to me, this shows that people do not like Quinlan Voss, and I don't either. I don't know what Asajj sees.
Well, the one Jedi, Saiz Tin, lost to Commander Fox. So Saiz Tin, remember, he was the... Now, if you go to the Emperor's throne room...
Commander... I don't remember that one. Is Commander Fox the one you have a toy of? The one that Vader kills? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay,
and then Saiz Tin, you remember who he is?
No.
You remember?
How do you spell his name?
You're going to know it as soon as you see it. S-A-E...
Okay. S-A-E...
S-E...
S-E...
T-I-I-N. No,
is that separate or one word?
Yeah, separate. You'll know it as soon as you see it.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, he is a goof. Yeah. I'm still surprised, though, but yeah, he's not... it's the guy that...
There it is.
The Emperor destroyed...
There
On Wikipedia, that's the picture they're using for him, or is that just a photo they have? I gotta see that. If the picture of him dying is his profile picture, man, the disrespect they have. Okay, they don't.
It's not.
It's
So
just a terribly staged stage
for
photo.
the fans listening right now. Yeah, Saiz Tin was the guy who, when Chancellor Palpatine does the 1080 spin from prones,
that makes sense because I don't even consider him a fucking Jedi, to be honest.
He was a Jedi Master, believe it or not.
Even Kit Fisto, I don't consider to be a Jedi. After
I do. He got one block in there.
It doesn't matter.
Way better than the other two.
I hate that scene so much. What a way to ruin the Jedi. It's just like, it's so bad.
So the one Jedi gets killed first. I can't remember his name, but then Chancellor Palpatine immediately spins backwards and cuts out Saiz Tin without it giving him like the blink of an eye.
Another power Palpatine has, the lack of physics in the world. He can just
gravity doesn't matter.
Gravity
to him.
fixes are gone. So we're talking about that. So I think anything else other than also we got the big thing to talk about in the episode, but anything else? I accidentally put Clown Wars for my notes.
The Clown Wars.
Clone Wars.
Joker.
Yeah.
I love the combat. I loved when seeing Anakin kind of like fight in that little room area and Crosshair save him. Then they ran back and like they were taking all the droids. Crosshairs was swinging around, and everything. And it was such a cool dynamic. And I don't know what exactly Tandem or Todor or whatever the Separatist leader's name was. Bar Tandem or whatever.
No, it was Mad Tabar.
Mad Tabar, there you go. So I'm not sure what his point of justification was when he pops up in the hologram and he's like, "You clones are so predictable."
It's Wat Tambor.
Wat Tambor. So I'm not sure. Yeah, again, what I was saying, I'm not sure what he was hoping to achieve when he's like, "You clones are predictable."
I don't know.
And it's like predictable for what? They found out the secret. They went to where they had to go.
Maybe this is part of the plan, though. We don't know, right? Because I feel like the Bad Batch is not gonna make it out. Echo, because I feel like the next, let's see, the next two episodes are called "On the Wings of Kerdakas." Do you know what that is? Kerdakas. So none of these, and then unfinished business. But
you're saying Kadakas? I think it's
Kuradax.
There, Kuridax.
You don't even know if that's for sure though.
No.
But we don't know. It could be a trap.
It could be. It very well could be.
Because I feel like them bringing back Echo is still not gonna. Because clearly Echo's not in any of the Rebels episodes, right? And he's not around any comics, so I feel like
I
he's not
feel
gonna
like
make
in
it
his
out.
condition, he's definitely not gonna last too much longer.
But that's why I'm wondering if he's gonna be like brainwashed or something, and some bad's gonna happen. You know?
Maybe. I mean,
So-
he's definitely cyborg now.
Maybe Watt
so
has a plan.
yeah, but I'm glad he wasn't insane. I'm glad seeing him like,
I don't think he's sane.
well,
I don't think
he remembered.
Capital.
Yeah, but he just came out of stasis.
Go
though.
before me. I
He
know
just came
you're
out of
right,
stasis,
but like
he started to remember. He's like, Rex, you came back for me and all that stuff. Which is my Taylor told you so. Last episode, I predicted we'd see Echo in this episode, and
Yeah, you're right.
We did.
I thought we'd wait at least till episode 3, but nope.
But yeah, seeing him, it was just really, really rough. He was not looking too
No,
good.
no legs. His right arm was missing. He's looking like the fucking Emperor from Rise of Skywalker a little bit.
Well,
He had the
a little
things
bit,
plugged into
yeah.
his neck. He had this. He was he was frostbitten. He had frost all over him.
He was one step away from being thrown into the Darth Vader suit because he had like all the
100%.
same limbs cut off as Anakin did.
What if
so-
he's a trial for the suit to make sure
Oh,
it worked? You know,
Maybe, yeah.
Wouldn't that be an episode that it ends with like Echoes in like a pre-Darth Vader like Mark I
I think
costume
would
and
really
Anakin has to
piss
fight
people
him?
off. Anakin has to fight him.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, hey, they've done stuff like that before. Yeah, I liked it. It was a good reveal. It was creepy. Like, yeah, Taylor was right. We did see the reveal. I'm just wondering, where we're gonna go. I know Bad Batch is not gonna make it. Echo's clearly not gonna be around. Rex is it Rex or Cody that's in Rebels?
Rex.
Okay, so Cody, what happened to Cody? Is he gonna die
Well,
here soon?
I don't know what happens to Cody, just that he doesn't pull his chip out. He turns on Obi-Wan.
Really?
In Revenge of the
Oh
Sith.
right, yeah, he does.
Where are you at
I
right
don't.
now?
No, don't say that. I've said since the beginning of day one. I never fucking remember any of these clones. Okay, they all look the same.
You knew
They
that
all
was
sound the
Cody in Revenge of the Sith.
same. No, I didn't. I
What?
literally
Are you
I
serious?
forgot about till you talked about now.
Oh.
I'll probably remember that, but I don't have the affinity of the clones as you do. They're just, for the most part, are all just generic, just like yes sir, okay sir. Like I don't remember them, and then when I see them bad face tattoos, I wipe them from my memory. So okay, so Cody's fucked. So poor Cody. So okay, Rex. So Rex is gonna make it. Cody won't be around or like die or anything, or will be around. So
Do you want to know who all is with Rex, or have you gotten to there in Rebels? Or?
no, you can leave that. I'll wait till
Okay.
that. I just know Rex is like he pulls his chips, and there are other people, but Echo's not one of them, right?
No.
So yeah, obviously that's because this is a big reveal. So something bad's gonna happen. I just don't know if it's gonna be he's just gonna die. I just feel like it's anticlimactic if they get him back to a base and it's just like he's too weak and he passed
You're
away.
really sure the Bad Batch is gonna die? Are you?
I think so because it's just like the Rogue One thing, or because it's like where else that we haven't seen them or heard of them anywhere else, and I think it'll be like a noble sacrifice or something like that. I really do. I think they're gonna get Rogue One.
But we've
So-
never heard of like Doctor Nouveau Vindi and other like anything else, or like we never hear
What
of
does that have to
Asajj.
do with anything?
We never hear of Asajj Ventress in Revenge of the Sith or anywhere else, but she's
and
still alive.
in current canon, no, though she's dead.
Well, yeah, she's not living in Rise
All
of
these
Skywalker.
characters we've never heard of our movies are like they find a way even to kill him off, like in Solo in one line. Oh, what the hell was her name that I love?
It
Aura
was
Singh.
Aura
Oh,
Singh.
you killed Aura Singh, you bastards! So they love killing off canon animated characters.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe there's a chance. I wouldn't mind it. I think you could do a fun comic book series. Which we're gonna do. We keep saying this, but we will be doing Cantina soon, talking about like other topics in Star Wars. We've just been busy, but our schedule's finally starting to like flatten out. I do want to know like what the next animated series is. Obviously, there's rumors that it's a sequel to Rebels, so you couldn't see them
Yeah.
there. But I think I would be fine with keeping them alive and seeing more of them in between. Like at some point, if you want to do something like Rebels, where it was closer again to Episode 4, I don't want that. But I don't know. I just feel like they're Rogue One. I feel like they're a Suicide Squad, Dirty Dozen. They're meant to die. They're meant to go out. And I think, to me, like I said, I think Echo, and that's my prediction. Echo's definitely gonna die, but I think he's going to result to something bad happening, whether he is brainwashed and he becomes some sort of weapon or he leads them to some sort of dangerous place. Or I don't think it's going to be like there's a bomb in him and he blows up, but I think he is going to result into some bad stuff and some possible deaths, because I just think, like, one, what do you think is going to happen to him? And two, now that you've seen him, why do you think they were keeping him alive, or what was the purpose?
Well,
for
so
them?
they could scan his brain, right, and get
I guess
plans.
to learn for the
'cause
clones
he was,
and everything
yeah,
like that,
he
yeah.
was like he worked on plans with Rex, and he had like tactical advantage.
But
of
my
their-
thing is like like in the timeline, how many years ago did Echo go missing?
Oh God! I
It's
mean,
been
it
a
could
while,
have been.
right?
It would have been a while. I'm thinking at least a year and a half.
So my thing is, don't you feel like at that point they would have scanned enough and had everything on the clones to why? Like, I don't know. That's my thing of why I feel like there could be a twist. What's the need for him to still be alive? Right? That's what I'm wondering. Because you would scan all that stuff, you'd get the information, all the clones he worked with, blah, blah, blah. If they're going to be making new clones for the Republic, you're not going to have any information on them. So that's why I'm wondering, why is he still alive?
Maybe it's because, well, I mean, the fact that he worked with Rex and designed so many of the plans up with Rex, right? That's a big thing. So when
I
Rex
know, but you
is, like,
get those
there-
plans.
You get the plans, but then I think it helps because whatever Rex does afterwards, creating new plans and new ideas, they
Educate
can
a
use
guess, Echo.
Echo's. Well, they can use Echo's mind because Echo has worked with Rex. They can use
Yeah,
Echo's mind
okay.
to kind of work and provide insight and ideas on how to counteract these plans that Rex develops.
Okay.
I'm guessing. I'm not an expert on like
Clone.
clone
Yeah.
brain memory.
And you think that's it?
swiping.
You don't think there's anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what do you think's going to happen, Echo? What do you think's going to
I think he's
down?
definitely gonna die. Judging by the trailers, we're gonna get more Admiral Trench.
Yeah. We think he's going to be captured or dead,
I
right?
think
They're
he's
going to write
get
him off.
killed.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be his ending in this arc.
I think we talked about this last week. You were saying Anakin was going to like chop him down, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think I'm going with it's just going to be like a ship explosion or something.
that's not gonna kill him though. He's already been through that.
But this one will really get him.
Okay.
Be a bigger explosion. George Lucas CGI style. Anything else? And I'm saying that you don't think the Bad Batch is gonna die? You think they're gonna make it?
No, I'll be positive, like I was with my Rogue One team. I think they're gonna pull through.
How'd that work out
Hopefully,
for you?
it didn't work out well for me. But
Since day one, the trailer, you can go back because we did every episode of that. I was like, oh, they're gonna die, and Taylor's like, I don't think so, but maybe this is your redemption. Maybe this is
Hopefully.
your chance. But I think they're gonna go out in a blaze of glory. So, anything else in this episode?
no, that's it.
I'm going to give this episode 2 thumbs up. Really enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm excited when we do our rankings, see where it falls. It's definitely top 20. Really liked it. I hope the next 2, at least in this arc, keep it. I want them all to be like this, but I hope they keep this pace of, I thought there was right amount of action, right amount of intrigue, right amount of storyline, and right amount of like character development and kind of, like I said, intertwining of different storylines going on. So everything I like about Clone Wars, I liked in this episode. I don't think it reaches the heights of something like Son of the Darth Maul or like Obi-Wan, Anakin, Padme, like juicy drama relationship and other stuff, but because that's my favorite stuff about Clone Wars. But it was a good one. So 2 thumbs for me.
I'll give it a good 2 thumbs up. This was a very awesome episode. I love seeing more dynamic, and I love seeing Obi-Wan pop back into play. It was super cool.
For 30 seconds.
Just to throw shade.
Yeah, we better get more.
I love seeing Anakin, kind of confide in Rex, and Rex kind of knowing of the secret with him and Padme. I think that just goes to show they have a very
He likes to
trusting
watch.
relationship. Yeah, he likes to watch. Yeah. And just there was so much backstory that we got to see on top of what we thought we knew, and I really, really like that and appreciate that in this arc so far. Saiston. What's that Jedi's name? Agent Kohler?
I guess so, yeah. Because who was this when Darth Malgus or Kit Fisto, Agent Kohler, or Is it just taking a bunch of shitty ass?
Darth
Jedi?
Malgus is like the main head honcho Sith in the Old Republic online game.
Well, clearly he would win because all these other Jedi suck. Kit Fisto can block one thing and he's done.
Oh God. But yeah, I think overall it was just a great episode. I'm really happy with what they're doing so far with this season. I can't wait to see more.
Just this photo. This photo of him dying.
I posted that in the comments of the poll when he was up.
That's just you hate to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning this episode. We'll be back
Yeah,
next
this one too.
week with the Sun on the Mountains of Kardakis or something like that. Man, this Jedi sucks. He put on a lot of weight in between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the
He
Sith,
really
dude. Maybe
did.
that's why he was not up on his cardio to verse the Emperor. Like, look at him here. He's quite skinny.
Oh,
there.
he is borderline anorexic.
Yeah, but then in Revenge of the Sith, he's like, we got this war won, brah. So please subscribe, like we all said. Hit that bell. All the descriptions for the video and audio feeds is down below. So thank you very much for tuning in. May the Force be with you.
Always.